I really hope the doctor on the other end of this telemedicine chamber heals me regular style, instead of with dumb old magic. Huh. Alright, so it looks like if I'm going to save this patient, it's going to take everything that I've learned in medical school. Shiazi! Man, I hate this part. Hey everyone, on this episode of Evan's Enchanted Emporium, we're going to be talking about the telemedicine chamber. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you don't, please feel free to talk shit in the comments. Yada yada yada. Algorithm. So this item caught my eye because I was going through the books looking for interesting items while bored one day, which is a totally normal thing to do. And this item caught my eye because it's not only a goofy little gizmo, but also something that is just begging to be exploited. So the telemedicine chamber is a cool futuristic pod that resembles those pods that they have in Europe. Sorry, I forgot this is YouTube. Those long-term unaliving forever nap pods that they have in Europe, but it works in reverse. The pod does some deep medical scans and then sends that information to a doctor that is somewhere in the same system. The doctor looks at your scans and then after that, the doctor casts a spell with a healing descriptor into a specialized piece of equipment that transmits the spell from the doctor's office to the patient in the pod. However, because of the long distance the spell has to travel, the casting time for that spell is increased by 1 round, and the pod can only receive 5 healing spells per day. In the item's description, it says that this item is used as emergency healthcare in areas that have non-existent or low-tech healthcare. But then it talks about how the doctors are casting spells to heal you. I'm not a doctor, so I may be wrong. If anyone watching is involved in the medical profession, please comment if I'm correct on this or not, because I am just a layman. However, the last time I was at the doctor's office, there was a distinct lack of robes, tomes, wands, and potions. Like, I get that this being a hybrid item, it has to use both magic and technology.
Thus the name.
But if the magical portion of this item came from something like summoning the ghost of a doctor and said doctor was able to possess some robot arms so that it could use them to doctor you up, if the doctor was able to remote in, and the magical part is that it uses some witch warper probability nonsense to make sure that it always has what is necessary to heal you, if it was a portable surgery suite that magically gave you the medical knowledge so that you could do a physician heal thyself, or if they had the technological portion of this device just be the fact that it can scan you and have them remote heal you, but it said that there was a priest or some sort of other magical healer on the other end, then that would make a lot more sense. So now let's talk about how this is OP. Rules as written, here's how this item works. 1. You get into the pod. 2. The pod scans you and then sends that info to a remote magic doctor. 3. The doctor casts a spell with the healing descriptor to cure the patient. That's you, by the way. 4. After a slight delay, the spell heals you. 5. The pod can transmit 5 spells per day with the healing descriptor. 6. There isn't any kind of spell level limit for those 5 spells, or any further cost beyond what you would pay for at your local friendly Abadar Corp-owned store. Did you know that Raised Dead has the healing descriptor? So if you wanted to be that guy, you could technically throw up to 5 freshly dead bodies into the telemedicine chamber and bring your party back to life after an encounter that did not go well. As some of you might point out, this is a level 10 item and costs 19,600 credits. That should basically cover the cost for any kind of spells that need to be cast for the rest of the campaign, and since it's so expensive, it kind of evens out. Well, if your party only ever gets minor scrapes, then yes, this should even out. However, if your party doesn't have a healer and/or is always on some old bullshit, then like a fat guy in a buffet, you are gonna make your money back. I'll use the Raise Dead spell as an example. To even cast the spell, you need 5,000 credits worth of components to act as a beacon to guide their soul back to their body. So if you use the Raise Dead spell 4 times, you'll have made your money back, right? Wrong. If you look at the professional service table on page 235 of the core rulebook, it goes over the cost of random miscellaneous jobs, so getting a 5th level spell cast for you should be 9,000 credits. Again, I'm not super great at math, so if I'm wrong, please scream at me in the comments, but having a party member resurrected should cost you around 14,000 credits. So if you use the Raise Dead spell twice, then you have more than made your money back. Economically, this item makes no sense at all, especially since there's an item called a regeneration table in the core rulebook that costs more than twice that, and after it brings one creature back from the dead, it shuts down and can never be used again. I mean, I guess you could use it as like a regular table or something. Like, I guess this could be the plot hook of your game because there's this new wonder machine that makes it to market, and everything is great until you start hearing rumors that a lot of the magical healers in the system have gone missing. And you find out that the company who made this kidnapped all the magical healers that they could find, and they have plans to change the terms of service of the machine so they go over to a subscription-based service. And since they have all the magical healers, you either have to pay through the nose or not have your medical needs met. So let's talk about how you could use a telemedicine chamber in your game. You could be given one as a reward by a medical doctor after helping them with their longtime turf war against a group of magical healers. You could take one from that medical transport that you found adrift. You could find one in a luxury spa that is being used in a new bougie skin treatment. Like, I know the rules don't specifically say that healing magic works like this, but I don't feel like it's a stretch to say that if you use healing magic on someone who is not injured, it might make their skin look good. Or if you want to go by the book, you could just have this be an instance of rich people being extra and throwing their money at nothing because they saw their favorite icon make an infosphere post about it.
Hey queens! Today we're going to be talking about the newest rocker and skin treatment, Womb Mind.
Or the DM could just give one to a party that doesn't have a healer so healing can be hand-waved because, as a reminder, you only gain 1 hit point per day. 2 if you put yourself on bed rest. Well everyone, that's going to wrap up this episode of Evan's Enchanted Emporium.